Good morning. It is Thursday morning here in San Antonio. Our thoughts and prayers to all the people that are coming in from Louisiana and other places due to the major storm Hurricane Laura. So our thoughts and prayers for them. Many are coming to San Antonio, surrounding areas. So let's keep them in thought and prayers. If we see any that we can recognize, please do what you can to help them out. Thank you. Thank you for joining me this morning. Story time with Jonny Rodriguez. And we're going to go ahead and finish up Amelia, Bedelia, a great funny book on how to clean and not clean your house at the same time. Amelia, Bedelia laughed. These folks, they want me to do some funny things. Then she poured the rice back into the container. They had her measure rice, so she did, and she put it back. They didn't say what to do with the rice. They just said measure it. So here we go. The meat market will deliver a steak and a chicken. Please trim the fat before you put the steak in the icebox, and please dress the chicken. Remember what they said. When the meat arrived, Amelia Bedelia opened the bag. She looked at the steak for a long time. Yes, she said, that will do nicely. Steak and chicken. She's going to trim it and dress the chicken. All right, let's carry on. Amelia Bedelia got some lace and bits of ribbon, and Amelia Bedelia trimmed the fat before she put the steak in the icebox. All right, there's a picture of the owner of the house behind us, I think, and she's getting all kinds of decorations to dress the chicken. Dress the chicken usually means put salt and pepper and your dressing on the chicken itself, but that's not what she said, read. Now I must dress the chicken. I wonder if she wants a he or a she chicken, said Amelia Bedelia. Amelia Bedelia went right to work. Soon the chicken was finished. All right, let's see how she dressed them as a he or a she. Let's see, Amelia Bedelia. Amelia Bedelia heard the door open. The folks are back, she said. She rushed out to meet them. Hello, folks. I'm Amelia Bedelia. Oh, there they are. Those are the folks, the owners of the house. They're back home from their little mini vacation. Amelia Bedelia, why are all the light bulbs outside? Asked Mr. Rogers. The list just said put the lights out. Amelia Bedelia said, he didn't say to bring them back in. Oh, I do hope they don't get air too long. She put them out. That's what it said. Amelia Bedelia, the sun will fade the furniture. I asked you to draw the drapes, said Mrs. Rogers. I did, see? Amelia Bedelia, she held up her picture. She sure did. She drew the drapes. Mrs. Rogers meant to close the drapes, but she said draw, so she drew them. Man, Amelia Bedelia is very literal. Then Mrs. Rogers saw the furniture. The furniture, she cried. I did a dust well enough. Amelia Bedelia, that's such nice dusting powder. Oh my goodness, there's white powder all over her furniture. She said dust the furniture, so she did. Miss Rogers said. Mr. Rogers went to wash his hands. I say, he called, these are very unusual towels. Mrs. Rogers dashed into the bathroom. Oh, my best towels, she said. Did I change them enough? Asked Amelia Bedelia. Oh my gosh. She made faces on them. She drew them on them. Oh my, put holes in there. They said change them, so she made them different. Mrs. Rogers went to the kitchen. I'll cook the dinner. Where's your rice? I asked you to measure. I put it back in the container, but I remember it measured 4.5 inches, said Amelia Bedelia. Oh my goodness gracious. She put it back. Why you put him back? You're supposed to measure him and leave him out. All right, here we go. Was the meat delivered? Asked Mrs. Rogers. Yes, said Amelia Bedelia. I trimmed the fat just like you said. It looks nice. Mrs. Rogers rushed into the icebox. She opened it. Lace ribbons? Oh dear, said Mrs. Rogers. She trimmed the fat. Trimmed it and it makes to make it pretty. She didn't mean to cut it. She didn't say cut the fat off. She said trim it. So look at the trimming that she did on the steak. All right. Oh my goodness gracious. The chicken. You dressed the chicken. Asked Mrs. Rogers. Yes, and I found the nicest box to put him in, said Amelia Bedelia. Box, exclaimed Mrs. Rogers. Mrs. Rogers hurried over to the box. She lifted the lid. There lay the chicken, and he was just as stressed as he could be. Oh no! Ah! Ah! Said Mrs. Rogers, with some extra ahs in there. Whew. Mrs. Rogers was angry. She was very angry. She opened her mouth. Mrs. Rogers meant to tell Amelia she was fired. But before she could get the words out, Mr. Rogers put something in her mouth. It was so good. Mrs. Rogers forgot about being angry. The pie that she made, it is delicious. Delicious enough for her not to get fired, it looks like. Lemon meringue pie, she explained. I made it to surprise you, said Amelia Bedelia happily. So right then and there, Mr. and Mrs. Rogers decided that Amelia Bedelia must stay. And so she did. Mrs. Rogers learned to say undust the furniture, unlight the lights, close the drapes, the things like that. Mr. Rogers didn't care if Amelia Bedelia trimmed all of his steaks with lace. They love her. Lemon meringue pie. They need to learn how to speak her language. Yeah, that's it. She does a great job. All he cared about was having her there to make lemon meringue pie. And she ran out of the kitchen with the full pie for them to enjoy. She made 2 of them. Amelia Bedelia, one of the best housekeepers in the world. Just make sure you know what to say. Make sure you put down on paper what it is you want, not what you think she wants. Okay, thank you once again for joining me at Story Time with Jonny Rodriguez. Please share it with your friends and family. I would love them to sit down and watch these videos. Remember, I'm doing this for all folks of all ages, no matter what age you are, whether you're still in mama's womb or whether you're a few weeks, months old, years old, over 100 years old. If you want to be read to, I will read to you. So please tell your friends and family. Tell Facebook and tell YouTube. I'm reading for people of all ages. Thank you. Story Time with Jonny Rodriguez. Thanks for joining us.